Hello, everyone. How are you? Um, I am adding someone, and I first want to welcome you all. First episode of Words from a Black Woman Experience. Trying to get this camera right for you guys. Hey, Queen Victoria. What's up, Dion Victoria? How are you, my dear? I hope you're well. So let's get started, shall we? Welcome to Words from a Black Woman's Experience, where guests come to share their unique realities and perspectives on life as a Black woman. Who am I? I am Cherlnell Lane, your host, and I bear my soul to heal yours. I'm an author, speaker, facilitator, and poetic storyteller. I am also the owner of Cherlnell Lane, LLC, where we help you use your words. Cherlnell Lane, LLC is here to guide, encourage, and advocate for Black women to help them acknowledge their emotions, address traumas, and celebrate strengths. Cherlnell Lane LLC is here to promote healing, growth, and self-expression through words. We facilitate writing through our workshops and healing through its summits, encouraging women to reveal, deal, and heal from trauma and negative emotions while recognizing and commemorating strengths and positive experiences. Cherlnell Lane is also available for speaking, performance, and literary services. Words from a Black Woman Experience. This show was created to highlight Black women's unique stories and life lessons. Our experiences are not always interchangeable. I have created a space where Black women can be themselves boldly and unapologetically. The women talk about any insight they may have received from my work, what's happening in their lives, and personal stories. I feel that words are one of the most powerful tools on earth, whether it's written, spoken, signed, sung, read, or performed. And these are words from a Black woman experience. This week, we're speaking with Natalie Battles in an episode called Remember Who You Are. Natalie Battles uses her gifts and creativity to educate, inspire, and create change. Natalie is an actor, director, producer, filmmaker, poet, dancer, model, rapper, event coordinator, historian, motivational speaker, instructor, event and radio host. Natalie is a graduate from Northern Illinois University, where she received a degree in theater with an emphasis on acting, directing, and property work. She is also a proud member of Sigma Gamma Rho in Sorority Incorporated. Didn't want to mess that up. Don't want them coming after me. Natalie is the founder and owner of Melanated in America, a full-service production and event company. Its mission is to showcase, support, promote, and tell the stories of those melanated in America. She is also the president and co-founder of the Healing Academy, an educational-based nonprofit organization. The Healing Academy's mission is to transform urban communities by offering education for the entire family that inspires solid minds, transforms whole bodies, and fulfills the entire soul. Natalie uses her skills to help heal and educate the melanated community by creating content. She says, content that tells our true stories, shapes artists, and amplifies our voices and depicts us in a positive light. So let's welcome Miss Natalie Battles. Yeah, I have to, be calm with me. I'm just figuring this thing out. Hey!
Hi.
How are you?
Hello.
How are you
Hi.
today?
I am
Thank you.
good. How are you?
I'm good. First, I want to thank you for coming
No worries.
and being our first guest. I have a question for you before we start.
Yes.
Do you hear feedback?
No.
Does anybody out there hear feedback? I'm trying to figure out, is it just me?
Oh,
Just
you hear
comment if you do. Yeah, I
I
do.
don't hear any feedback.
Okay, we're gonna keep going. If you all hear feedback, just let me know. Okay, I have another question for you today.
Okay.
Yes. Kashanazi 4. Yes, you hear feedback. Yes, they hear feedback.
Okay. Would you like me to put headphones in? I know you were saying that might be a
Please, yes, thank you. That probably will solve the problem.
got you. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready.
Thank you. See, somebody said, "Do you have headphones in, Nate?"
Look at God. Look at God. I'm
I am going to let Natalie tell you all how we're connected. But I'm going to circle back to this headphone conversation after she does. Do you have your headphones in now, Natalie?
Yes, they're in.
And can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
And there's the feedback. It's gone away.
Look at God. We smart. Come on, y'all in the comments. Come on, JBI.
Yes. So I like to start our interviews off with an off the cuff question.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes. Let's go.
So what's your favorite quote?
Period. Like ever.
One of the favorites. What's your favorite? Whatever quote you want to share.
From me, from anyone.
Yes, from
um,
anyone.
so I would have to say my all-time favorite quote. There's a lot of great ones out there from a lot of amazing and profound people, but I'm gonna have to go with Dr. Burroughs. Mama has been really, really close to my heart, especially these past couple of years. Shout out to Dr. Margaret Burroughs. If y'all don't know who she is, please Google. She's absolutely extraordinary. What she was, and her energy and her legacy still is. But it is, I am but one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. What I can do, I ought to do. What I ought to do, I should do. What I should do, I will do. And she would always ask people, "What will your legacy be?" And those two things kind of feed into each other because that takes away the excuse that we all have. When we look at issues that's bigger than us or we think it's too big to conquer, we say, oh, I'm only one person. But like life has showed us time and time and time again that one person can change the world because we're a light. And literally when you shine your light, you make people want to shine theirs. You inspire people to want to do the same thing. And imagine if everyone just did what they could, the world would be a completely different place. So I would say that is one of my all-time favorite quotes. And then that what will your legacy be, that question to follow that quote is really important because we have to think about that every single day of our lives. What do we want to leave behind once we're gone? What will people say about us? How have we impacted the world while we were here?
Mm-hmm. That's very important. And I was hoping that you would say that quote. Because that's going to lead us into our connection piece. So we have a
Okay.
wonderful piece called Connections, and usually me and my guests are connected in some way. And so I'm going to kick off the connection section by saying, once upon a time, before there was a Cherlnell Lane, before there was a writing through it workshop, there was a Cherlnell Lane and a Natalie Battles.
Absolutely.
And I was frustrated with what was going on in my community, because I used to be this big on the ground person doing things, and once I became disabled, I couldn't necessarily do things in that way anymore. So I kind of felt like I couldn't do anything. And then here comes Natalie with that very quote, and it just changed the trajectory. Did I say that right? Whatever, of my life,
You did though.
right?
You did.
Okay, of my life, and I just want to thank her for that. Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
now I'm gonna ask you, how are we connected?
We are connected from the womb, girl. From the womb. So for those of you who do not know, Cherlnell Lane is my big sister. She's my oldest sister. And I'm just gonna throw this out there earlier. She almost had me crying the other day on Facebook because I made a joke. She posted a picture of all of my older siblings before I was born, a family photo, and she said before that, and I was like, oh, y'all had to be so unhappy because I wasn't there yet, to bring joy to your life. But then she was like, you know what, you completed us, you made us the Fantastic Four, and she mentioned like all the things that is within me that I received from my older siblings. And I was like, oh my God, that's so factual. Like, that's so true. And it gave me so much life. And so y'all owe all of this artistic flair to Cherlnell. She was the only sibling that was into the arts as deeply as she was in history and culture. So she's a big part of who I am. So shout out to Cherlnell Lane. Because where would I be without you? I told her she had me singing Ja Rule and crying in the house. Where would I be without you?
For sure, for sure. So how have we worked together besides being sisters? Have we worked together? Have you heard a piece? Have
Oh,
anything been
girl,
planned?
stop. Now you know.
Just, just,
I have
just,
heard
just.
all of the pieces. Okay. As soon as she write the piece, halfway through writing the piece, she called me first. How does that sound? What about this? Should I move that around? No, I think you put this over there because that we co-write together all the time, y'all. All the time. We co-writing, okay? We've performed pieces together. We have moderated and worked together in your healing through it and writing through it summits and events and workshops. Just constantly, you were my original writer for Melanated in America for the television show. So you were there for all the groundworks of that. Like we've constantly worked together. But I would say the very first time that we worked together would have to be the first play you wrote. I was in 7th grade, and you did the play at the YWCA. What is it, off Cottage Grove or King
Parents,
Drive, off King Drive,
Drexel.
Drexel, over there, and off 63rd. And that was also my first time catching the CTA by myself because I would leave school. I went to Walter Reed over there in Inglewood, whoop whoop Inglewood, and and I would catch the bus to the Y, and that was my first acting role. So she gave me my first acting role, y'all. I've been acting ever since, okay? And so we've consistently worked together for forever. And you're an amazing poet. I love doing co-poems with you because we vibe together really well with our poetry styles. And like I said, we be co-writing.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So first of all, let me just say this to my audience, because some of you all may not know this, but I really don't like to talk about myself. So this show is like pushing my limits, pushing me beyond my limits, I should say. So while we're on the topic of connection and our connections and things, do you have a quote that you would like to share, or did you just say it all?
About you?
Yeah.
So I've actually written 2 quotes. I
Oh
don't
wow.
have them pulled up. Hold on. If I pull them up, would it take me off screen?
I don't know. It might. Yes, it did. It did. Yes, it did.
Okay, we don't
Yes.
want to do that then.
No, no, no.
But I've actually written two different quotes for you. The most recent quote, I'll kind of sum that one up. I feel like it was the shorter one of the two, but that one just came from my heart because I was thinking about you. I was actually just walking through the house one day thinking about you, and I wrote the quote and emailed it to you because you are so strong. And for me, you are the definition of living your best life because you have not had it easy, sis. Like, at all. All of the hurdles that you've gone through, physically, with ailments, emotionally, just not easy at all. And every single time you keep overcoming, you keep pushing through, and you live your life more than some people that have no obstacles to overcome. So you encourage me, you inspire me to live my best life, and there's nothing I can't do because you show me that I can.
Oh, see what we not finna do? We not finna be up in here crying. That's what we not finna do.
Hold on. We got to get it out at the beginning of the show so we can actually talk later. Hold on.
So silly. So silly. Well, thank you so very much. Thank you
You're
so very much.
welcome.
I
And
am
you also
starting to.
use your skills to inspire others. Like, you're not only just living your best life, like going to parties and teeing up and looking good. Like, so you do that too, girl. You be everywhere, okay? Sharing all, honey.
Before
But
COVID, before
right, but
COVID.
pre-COVID. Now we all in the house, but pre-COVID, you were at every event. You were networking. You were at hair seminar, writing seminars, hosting your own seminars, and the fact that you do it to inspire others, and you have no idea how many people you impact from sharing your story and sharing your truth and helping people know that they can live through theirs and heal, and you do that through your artistry. And that's one of my favorite sayings of my own is use your art or use your passion for good or to create change or any of those different things. And that's exactly what you do.
Oh, damn. Okay, now let's get to the nitty gritty.
All right, let's get it.
All right. So this episode is called Remember Who You Are.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
as we know on Words from a Black Woman's Experience, the reason it's called Words from a Black Woman's Experience and not Black Women Experience is because I want to focus on the individual woman. I want to show that we are not all the same, and though we may have similarities in our experiences, we have very unique and different personal stories. People may go through the same thing and have totally different perceptions. So I want to focus on that with you.
Okay.
So what I would like to ask is on the journey to getting to where you remembered who you were, how did you forget?
Mm. Good question. Great place to start.
Thank you.
Okay. So for me, I've always, for the most part, been who I am, right? For as long as I can remember, my roots, my foundation, my core of who I am and who you see today has never shifted, altered, or faltered at all. It's just always been who I am, and you can speak to that if that's the truth or not. You've been there, but I feel like I've always been me. But somewhere along the way, I forgot, and excuse me if this sounds anything other than actually don't excuse me because this is my truth. I forgot how amazing and how worthy and how talented and how gifted and we can go on I am. And I
Mm-hmm.
started settling like little bit by little bit. I started selling. Okay, Yeah, okay. This is for everybody out there who's watching who has ever seen Lovecraft Country. My God. Cherlnell, have you seen Lovecraft Country? Girl, go to sleep, take a nap, wake back up, and watch Lovecraft Country. No. Like, y'all, if y'all seen Lovecraft Country out there, somebody write in the comments if y'all done seen Lovecraft Country, because I'm not going to play with none of y'all, okay? Go watch Lovecraft Country. This show is so for the culture. My God. The messaging, yeah, it's monsters and all this other stuff, but the messaging is so important. And there was a whole episode which rolled into the remainder of the season that talked about this woman called Hippolyta. And she ended up traveling through time, right? And she met this futuristic Afrofuturistic woman who told her to name herself, right? She like, you can do whatever you want to do, just say it, because she was telling her to let her out of this space she was in. She was like, you can leave when you want to, just name it, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, name it, and it is so. And so she named herself. She said, I am Hippolyta. And she was basically traveling through time as a boss, just doing all of these. She was a warrior. She was with Josephine Baker. It's just really amazing. And she came back a fully changed woman. But in the course of that process, she realized that she started to shrink herself. She got married to her husband. She had kids. When she was little, she had these dreams of being a scientist, and she was an astrologist and all of this. And slowly but surely that started to shrink until she became who she was at that time. And when she realized it, she said no more. And I feel like that's so many people's truth through life. You know, you got to pay the bills and you got to do this. And you start to shrink yourself into this box, but skip boxes. Skip them, burn them to the ground. Wet box, sledgehammer. I'm done with boxes. I'm infinite, okay? And so for me, it started to happen just as responsibilities started to kick in, just as maybe some self-doubt started to creep in. I got into a long-term relationship, and I was definitely settling as far as not the person, but as far as not getting what I deserved out of that relationship. I knew that I deserved more than what was given to me, but I didn't stand on that. I didn't speak to that. And when I did, I dropped it. You know, I didn't make it a point to say, no, I need this. And if this can't happen, then this can't be. And I think a lot of people get that way in relationships. Sometimes it's a fear of not wanting to be alone. Sometimes it's a fear of just not wanting to lose that person if so much time has passed. But that's what ended up happening to me. And then responsibilities in life and a whole lot of other stuff started coming on top of that. So slowly but surely, I felt like I started to shrink a bit. And till I just woke up. And for me, it was like that enough is enough point.
Yeah.
And I had to let it all go. And immediately when I said, I'm done with all of this, I'm going to get what I deserve, because I deserve more. I know I'm an amazing woman. I know I'm talented. I'm gifted. And doors immediately started to open for me, like immediately, just out of thin blue air. I didn't even know a door was there to open, and it just opened. It appeared and opened at the same time. As soon as I said, I'm done settling, I'm done not standing in my worth and protecting myself and my feelings and my emotions and all of those things, is when I started my businesses, started my non-for-profit, and all of those things. So the journey of losing myself kind of happened over the course of relationships, pressures of life and responsibilities, and some self-doubt as well. And through the journey, as the years went on, I started to shrink, but I'm large. I'm large. So
Yeah.
I
You
hope
fill
that
up
answers
your
the question.
space allowed, right? You fill up
Absolutely.
more than your allowed space because there's no walls.
There's no allowed. There's no
Right. That's
allowed.
what I'm
I
saying.
am
There is
I
no
am
allowed.
large. And I think that's something that
Yes.
women and men need to realize, but specifically women, because I feel like men don't have that same concern
Yeah.
of being too big. Even how we sit. Women sit real together, real proper. Men sit with
Mhm.
their legs wide open, baby. They taking up 3 seats. They got a bag in the 4th seat. Like, I don't feel like they have that same concern. Some men. some men may have that same concern, but I feel like women, we box ourselves in based on society's terms, no, social norms and all these other things, but be okay taking up your space. I know that I am worthy of a lot. I
Yeah.
know that it's out there, and I know that what's mine and what is meant for me will come. So I'm not settling anymore. So I had to
Right.
remember who I am, because I can get what I deserve because it's out there for me. I'm letting everything that doesn't serve me go.
Yeah. It's interesting what you said about how men sit and how men take up a room. I used to watch this show called A Man's World, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what they did in A Man's World was they took women who weren't being taken seriously in
Mm-hmm.
whatever field or situation, and they made them into men, and they taught them characteristics of men to really, it was twofold. So they turned themselves into men to show the people in the situation that they were just as good as a man, if not
Mm-hmm.
better than as a
Right.
man, but they were women. But the other thing was they taught the women how to hold a room, how to walk into a room with power, how to sit with
Right.
power, how to walk with power. And one of the things they said, and I believe this was the politician, they told them, you think a man worries about how somebody is going to perceive them when they walk in a room? You have to walk in that room like you know that they're
And
going to perceive
demand
you right
it.
and
And demand
demand it.
it.
So
And
that
and
is
that's what it
so
comes
important.
down to. That's really what
Absolutely.
it comes down to. And it's really societal. Like it's been forced upon us, so it's in our subconscious whether we want to identify with this or not. Women have always been trained to kind of just sit in the corner, to kind of be quiet, and the second we are too vocal, oh, you nagging, or you a loud woman, or especially for a black woman, all of those things. And so I just remember, after I let everything go, after my divorce, after everything, and I said, no, I'm letting go of everything that is not serving me. I let everything go. And I started to really evaluate myself and my choices to see where I went wrong in every decision to lead me to where I was. And it was because I was shrinking myself. It was because I wasn't standing up for myself. It was because I was not standing in my greatness. And so if you don't, you will always lose. If you minimize yourself, your worth, what you deserve, you will always lose. And so remembering who I am was, okay, what am I doing wrong? It's not even playing the victim, because that's not a thing, honey. I'm definitely not a victim, and we shouldn't be. But it is saying, okay, this happened. You had your part to play in whatever happened, and so did I. What did I allow in this moment? So in my situation, that's what it was, and I allowed subpar. I allowed, you know what I'm saying, my needs not to be met. And then I tricked myself into believing that I
Mm,
didn't need it. That
mm,
was the real part. Not
yes.
just that I wasn't standing up for it, but I was like, oh, I don't need a lot. Oh, I don't, oh, I'm
Oh,
good with just enough. And I tricked myself into believing that was a thing. And no more. Like, no more. After sitting back and really thinking about it again, take up that space. You are worthy. You are deserving. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys saw the post that's going around, but it's like introduce black girls or black children to luxury. And so
mm-hmm.
it's like taking the kids to the spa, and even at home, la medi pedis and stuff like that. And adult women as well, in these lavish places. And it's because, again, this is psychological from years of trauma as well. We've just got by. We've just got enough. And I'm definitely not y'all can look at me and tell, I'm not the gotta have my hair done, nails done, Louis Vuitton, Gucci. Never ever will I be. But I do know that I am worthy of that type of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's the thing. When you realize it, you'll get it, because that's what you demand, and you're not accepting anything other than that. And it's not, because some people may look at that like, oh, as materialistic, as bougie or this, but it's not about materials. It's literally what I said. It's that energy. It's
Yeah.
that energy. You can be a regular working Joe Schmo, but you can come with that energy.
Right. What people don't realize is luxury is not just materials. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just expensive things as far as money.
Right.
But I like to be in luxury. I used to tell people this all the time. When guys used to try to talk to me, um, you're going out, B. I mean, Natalie. Are you back?
Going
Okay,
out
you're back.
how?
No, your video was doing this.
Oh,
But you're back. So
okay.
what I was saying is when guys used to try to talk to me and I would be like, they would be like, oh, you bougie. And I say, well, yes and no. I'm bougie, but I don't want your pockets. I want your mind. I want your spirit. I want your soul.
Exactly.
I want your energy. I want to be able to have a conversation with you
Mm-hmm.
and you be up to par.
Come on. And that's okay. I also feel like we have to, like you said, when a man walk in the room, he don't care what nobody think. I feel like we settle for certain things because we don't want to tell people the truth, or we're afraid of how that may come off as well. So we end up getting stuck in that situation and then settling and being comfortable and stay there. If that person isn't for you, it's okay. We have to live in our truth.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have to. It's absolutely mandatory. If that person, if you're telling that person what you need, and they like, oh, you demanding, or you need a lot, or you bougie, or whatever it may be, then okay, love,
Man.
it was great meeting you. Thank you so much. You're not the one for me. And we have to live in
Absolutely.
that too, because that's the way that we can forget who we are along the way, trying to coddle other people's feelings and emotion. And it's not being mean, it's not being rude. I talk to everyone with love, whether I know you, I don't know you, you did me bogus at one point in my life. I'm gonna talk to you with love, because that's my energy, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna come up out of my energy for nobody.
Yeah.
um and so remembering who you are is also saying, I don't want to lie. I
Hmm.
don't want to lie on my truths. And my
Yeah.
truth is, if you feel my needs are unattainable for you or unrealistic for you, then we can't be together, love.
Absolutely.
And it would be the same exact thing for them, because if you can't do something they need you to do, they'll tell you in a heartbeat. So you need to be that free and in your truth that
Absolutely.
much to say the same thing. And so remembering who you are it's in a lot of different ways.
You know, what you were saying about it being psychological and societal and like passed down, I
Mhm.
totally believe that because
Mhm.
as women, especially black women, you know, if you
Especially.
look at our history, like you were saying, you become the wife, you get responsibilities. We are taught to be that shrunken. Like even if you see like Big Mama or whomever and they got this loud boisterous thing and they like getting the kids in order, but they'll allow their husbands to have families that they know about,
Several.
several
Yeah.
families. And
Mhm.
why? Because they say, well, at least he coming home. At least he doing this. And they start making themselves small, making what
Mhm.
they need small
Mhm.
because they're saying, this one thing is worth my unhappiness, is worth what I need, is worth more than me being happy. Me getting a positive person for my kids and me having a life and me finding somebody who do love me and
Right,
we are
because
lasting
that's the
unhappy.
thing too, is that person is out there. That's why I'm like, it's a settling aspect. It's a fear
Hmm.
of you won't find that person. You got 80-year-olds getting married, baby. They waited, but they found that person. I'd rather live my life in my truth, realizing who I am, knowing who I am, and living in that, and putting out that energy and being amazing by myself, than struggle and suffer with someone that I'm not meant to be with, especially not for my kids. And don't take that the wrong way. It's not because my kids ain't worthy, or I don't want them to have a whatever that ideal of a good life is. Because that's something I had to grapple with when I got
Hmm.
my divorce. I had just had my son. And immediately after, a whole lot of mess unfolded in my marriage. And I had to sit and think about, man, that's not what I wanted for my life. That's not what I wanted for my kids, you know, for my
Right, right,
son. Because he is not a fictional thing now. Like, he's here. Like, you know, that's not what I
right.
wanted for him. So, and I think that's a thing too, where women get in situations like that, and then they forget who they are because they're like, oh, I want my family to stay together. But I've said this to myself, and I'm going to say it out loud. I'd rather have my son see us be dope co-parents and know that we can support him. And one day, whenever it happens, my husband finds me and he's an upstanding, amazing man and everything I need my son to see on a day-to-day basis, then stay in a household where I know it's going to be eventually it already unhealthy for him to see, and not the ideal that I'm installing into my son. I don't want to be programming all of these amazing things into my son, and then he's seeing a representation of the opposite in the flesh
Absolutely.
every single day. I didn't want that. So this decision that I made was for me, for my life, for my son, and for my ex, because you need to be free to do what you need to do and not have no other things other than what you need, because it doesn't work that way. So
Absolutely.
that was in a moment I had to think about that. And that was me finding myself too, because I had to remember what I wanted for my children. And
Mm-hmm.
though this was where I was, and at the time what I thought was my ideal, that's not what I need my son to see every day. This is not, you know what I'm saying? And no shade, like, my ex-husband is a great father, you know what I'm saying? But I know what I want my son to see. I know what I'm instilling into him, and that's to be an absolutely amazing man. So I had to make that decision for him. So we can forget ourselves in those situations too, because I know elders and current people who were like, no, I'm going to wait it out. I'm going to just stay because my kids. But is this the type of
Mm-hmm.
relationship, even if it's not like that man or that woman isn't the ideal, even if it's y'all arguing all the time,
Yeah.
is that the type of if that's what you want to show your child is a healthy relationship? Y'all can't look at each other. Y'all not talking when y'all eat dinner. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Is that what you want to show your child is a healthy marriage and a healthy relationship? So we have to think about these things and not box again. Tear that box down, then burn it, and then burn the ashes, and then throw them in the ocean. Like, let all of that
Mm-hmm.
go. Let the ideals of whatever go, because the ideals of things is what keeps us in certain situations, and not the reality of things.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want our viewers to know that, as Natalie said, we all have been there. Some of you all might be there. I want to speak authentically from myself. I have been there a few times. Um, Even recently, as far as not love life, but as far as my personal life, my business life goes, I've been writing a long time, and people have been telling me a long time, like, oh, you're dope. Oh, you're good. And something within me still was like, they're just saying that. I'm good, but, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I had to be like, no, you're dope. You're, you're dope.
You have to believe it, because somebody can
You're
tell you
doing
all
dope
day and
things.
night, but you have
Yeah.
to believe it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think ever since I came to that realization, and ever since I was like, hey, I'm gonna make time, more time for my craft,
Mm-hmm.
opportunities have been popping up for me. And there are people reaching out to me. And the reason why I wanted to have this conversation with different women, especially about the connections, is not necessarily to focus on how I've connected with people, even though that's the connection part of it for this show, but also to show that connections are important. No matter how you connect with someone, no matter how you get a hold of someone, no matter what you do, like you said, someone can hear my poem and not know me from Jack, not talk to me again. But because they heard that, they might have taken something from that, and that might have changed something in them. So I definitely want to give the message that connections are important. Speaking of which,
Mm-hmm.
I got invited to do a panel. They are having a virtual summit, a virtual series on disability and sexuality.
Okay.
Which anybody who knows me and read my first book knows
It's
that
spicy,
is a
honey.
topic I'm well versed in. But
It's
they
spicy.
want me to. It's a little spicy.
It's a little
Confessions of the
spicy.
Other Woman. Check it out, Amazon. But
Y'all let me know if y'all like that cover or not.
that's them special models on there. But they asked me to be a part of a panel about using art
Mm-hmm.
to heal. It's called disability and it's called sexual trauma, using art as a method to heal sexual trauma.
Okay.
And they wanted to be about how we use art personally to heal, and all the creators are creators with disabilities.
Okay.
So I am excited for that.
That's
But the
super dope.
connection part comes in because my first writing through it workshop that I ever got paid for was at the Awakenings Foundation Gallery, which is a gallery that is only for artists who have experienced sexual assault or sexual abuse. They asked me to come do a writing through a workshop on sexual abuse or sexual assault and survivors. Now, recently, in the last 2 years, I spoke at Rape Advocates, now Resilience. I spoke at their annual open mic for sexual assault, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the lady who I spoke for at Rape Advocates Resilience sent me an email and said that they're working with these two other organizations, and Awakenings Foundation. So Resilience and Awakenings Foundation are putting together the panel, and that's why they want me to come speak, because Resilience knows my poetry and Awakening knows my writing ability with healing and teaching
Come
it.
on.
So that's connection
That's for
at its
real.
best. And I know you do connections. I
Yeah.
know that's one of your very
Yes.
skills. I believe that you got that from me as well. You just do it on
Okay.
a larger platform. Um, but in speaking of connections, I would like you to give us ways to connect with you. So talk a little bit about your business, about your not-for-profit school, the Healing Academy, and what you're doing. Give us your links, your handles, and yeah, talk about yourself.
Okay.
Go.
So connection is very important, and it's something that's really near and dear to my heart. And I never thought of it as a gift until later on in life when I really stepped back and look at it. That's that realizing who you are and remembering who you are type of thing. I've been doing it forever, and now I have so many connections with so many people from all over, and people started to come to me like, "Hey, I'm looking for somebody to do this. Do you know somebody?" Yeah, sure, that's this person, and I do it so freely. I laugh because some of my friends that down in the chat, they might laugh too, but they call me the plug, and I always say that because at first I used to laugh, but it's true because I love connecting people. I love connecting the plugs. And I laugh because I say my future husband, when he found me, he got to be a plug too, so we could be a power strip.
I
That's
see what you
fact.
did there. I see what you did there.
That's fact. So connection is really important to me. And so through my companies, all of them, Melanated in America, for one, that's what we're here for, to promote, to showcase everything Melanated in America. That's artists, that's musicians, that's poets, that's writers, that's dancers, that's actors, that's filmmakers, that's restaurants, that's whatever it is that you do. If you're a melanated person, if you make soaps and candles, so if you're doing full course meals, if you got an art gallery, we want to showcase you. We want to promote you. We want to give you a platform and put you in front of people so that they can see what you're doing, because it's really important that we support each other. I always say we ain't on till we all on. I absolutely live my life by that.
Yep.
So Melanated in America is one of the ways that I do that. I do that because it's necessary. I do it because I love doing it, but it's absolutely necessary, and it's definitely a huge part of Melanated in America. It's also a production company where not only do we highlight you, you can actually hire us, and we'll do promotional videos, we'll do photo shoots, and create content for you at a reasonable price, because a lot of that stuff can be really, really expensive, and it's for a business that's just starting off. You may not have the extra funds to splurge on a promotional video or photos or anything like that, but we make it really affordable so that you can actually display your work, your content, whatever it is that you do, in a major way and get more business, because again, it's all about bringing it back to supporting each other. We also, if you do events, we do recap videos of your events, photos of your events, different things like that. We also have our own content that we create, documentaries, television shows, all of that. We also host events. We also have merch. I slipped because my merch is over there and I can't get up to get it right now. But we got hats, we got t-shirts, we got sweatsuits coming out really soon, face masks, a whole lot of merch for Melanated in America, because it's an entire movement where that's the point of the movement. We need to support each other no matter where you're from. If you're melanated in America, we know the same struggles, we know the same joys. And we can identify in one way or another. And so we have to come together as a united front and support each other. And so definitely we do that through Melanated in America. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Melanated in America, everywhere. Just type in Melanated in America. Our website is melanatedinamerica.com. We are the only ones. It's trademarked, honey. So y'all let me know if y'all see another one. Melanated in America. And then for the Healing Academy, it's very similar. We're also a plug and a connector there as well. So I'm definitely, like I said earlier, about using my gifts, my passions to create change. The Healing Academy, Dion Victoria, and the Healing Academy is down there in the comments. Shout out to that. We heal, weheal.com. I'm sorry, .org. We heal at gmail.com. Facebook, Healing Academy. Instagram, we heal. Because we don't just heal, we heal. We doing the deep rooted work. We're stamping out. Again, somebody laughed because I said burn it down, then burn the ashes. We're doing that for these traumas. And I've personally seen, I'm going to just be real with y'all because we being truthful, the trash, which is this current education system. And I've been faulted by it. And I know so many other people, pretty much every adult walking around low-key been faulted by it, because there's some stuff we're supposed to know that we just do not know. And I see it with these kids because it's getting worse. They don't even have books anymore. They getting work packets, and it's really, really hurtful to see. And so the Healing Academy is creating a whole new education system where it's not just giving them the bare minimum. We're creating free thinkers. We're creating and giving them a holistic education where they're not only learning, reading, writing, because we're focused on literacy. That's one of our pillars. Arts, it's also an art school. All forms of art is one of our pillars. History, where they're learning who they are so they don't have to find who they are later or remember who they are. They're getting it from we starting at pre-K, y'all. From pre-K to 12th grade. Every single year, every single day, they're being told who they are. They're being showed the facts and the history of who they are. They're being taught how to express themselves. They're being taught how to live a full, productive life, how to give back to the communities that they live in, how to be well-rounded individuals, how to breathe and manage and deal with their emotions, because emotional maturity and literacy is also a pillar of ours. So, and not only are we working with those young people, we're working with their families as well, where certain hours are mandatory for families to come into the class space. And so they can get this work too, because we as adults need to re-educate ourselves. So we're trying to change the world with that one. So we're planning to do a few different things, from physical schools to online schools, from here in Chicago to internationally. So be on the lookout for the Healing Academy. We're doing some major things with that, and we're really, really, really excited about it. But find it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Healing Academy, Melanated in America. And you can find me as well, Natalie Battles. Cherlnell read off my long list of things that I do. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Miss_Battles, Facebook, Natalie Battles Reed.
Yay! Thank you so much for being my first guest. I love the topic. I love your energy. I love your experience. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I would like to say that I am so proud of my little sister and everything she's doing, because she is awesome. Through anything that she has gone through her shrinking, she has remembered and learned to grow and helps others to do the same. And that is a great ability and gift. So I really appreciate you, and I'm so proud of you. Before we leave, I would like to just let everybody know that this will be happening every other Monday. So every other Monday, be here at 6 p.m. Central, and we will give you words from a Black woman experience. Our next guest for our next show, which will be happening on November 23rd, is... Oh, wait, no, that's today.
That's today.
Sorry. I'm like, that sounds wrong. Which will be happening December 7th is Shanaze Mumbo.
Hey.
Did I say that right, Natalie? Her last name?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That's the
Yes, she is an awesome, awesome person, awesome artist, dancer, all-around creator, activist, everything you can think of. She's doing it. She's running it. She's getting the community together. So yes. I cannot wait till the 7th so we can talk to her about her experience and what she has gone through and what she has to leave with us. So yes. I am so excited. Are you excited?
I'm super excited. Shanaze is amazing. She's overcome some amazing things. She's extraordinary.
Yes, she has. Yes, I cannot wait to share with her. And I cannot wait to share with you her story next.
Oh, really quickly. I'm sorry. I'm going to Kanye you. I'm going to let you finish. But I forgot to mention a few things that you all can also check out with me. A Mother's Love. My mother wanted to do a show. I started a show with her. It comes on every other Wednesday. So this Wednesday will be an episode. Every other Wednesday, A Mother's Love on Facebook, A Mother's Love on YouTube. And you can find my Instagram page and get more information, and my Facebook page to get more information. I'm also on a show called Oh We Gonna Talk, where we talk about trauma and the Black community, different issues, and we lay them things out. And we gonna talk about it, honey. We talk real talk about it, okay? And then through the Healing Academy, we have the Breathe Experience, which starting in January is going to be every Tuesday, 1 hour show on Facebook Live. So yes, y'all, follow all them pages. Oh, we gonna talk, the Breathe Experience, the Healing Academy, A Mother's Love.
Yes, follow all them. Did you tell them about Tuesday and Fridays?
Tuesdays and
Breathe
Fridays.
Experience.
Oh yeah, I just told them about the Breathe Experience.
And Free Your Mind.
And Free Your Mind is going to come back in a different way. But yes, we do Free Your Mind. I'm the host of Free Your Mind Fridays through the Healing Academy, where we highlight different artists. We have some extraordinary artists. Xavier Battles, man, y'all need to holler at his new track before we leave. I got to tell y'all that Xavier Battles, follow him, find him. City Pain just dropped on Saturday, and it's ridiculously amazing. Bella Bars, just some amazing artists. And so again, part of my goal is to be that plug, to highlight artists and give them a platform. And so we had some great artists last time around, and we're gonna have some great artists this time around too. And y'all can also hit me up if y'all want to collab, if y'all want to be featured, if y'all want to do anything like that. I'm definitely open to supporting and helping.
So I would just like to say too before we leave, that Xavier Battles is not a black woman, but he is a dope artist. He's speaking truth. He is a lyricist, and his new song is so awesome. I
Amazing.
mean, crossing generations. I mean, so no matter
Elders
your
are like,
age,
that boy good. Like,
right. People over 70, they like, oh my
it's
God, I love this song.
crazy.
So yeah, so make sure you check him out, City Pain, on all streaming platforms.
Yes.
Um, and I'm not just saying that because I'm his mother. I swear I'm not. I'm
No,
saying
I keep
that
it
as a
real.
music lover, and I will be the first to tell him,
Right.
like, nah, bruh. Especially me being a writer, nah, bruh, you gotta
But I mean, he's a lyricist. He's right, and he made the beat. He played the guitar. He wrote the song, and he performed the song. Like
and
amazing,
some
and some amazing.
amazing. Amazing. So we're proud of him, so check that out. So yeah, like I was saying, check out my page during the week. On Fridays we'll have poetry. During the week we'll have quotes from me, we'll have quotes from famous people, we'll have upcoming events and different things of that. There'll also be more reminders about the show and who's coming next. So thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all for listening. I
Yeah.
appreciate Natalie for sharing. And I appreciate myself for creating this space. We are all blessed and we are all great beings.
Absolutely.
As I say all the time, I love you.
All heart. Hold on.
Peace.
I'm gonna do that one.
Love. All right. Peace. And I see
See
you
ya.
in 2 weeks.